Alright, here we are for round 5. Gonna be a keep. He's on 6. This is the similar hand that we had the first time against Jeskai, where if they're playing, like, the hand's really bad against Jeskai, but good against everything else. Just because I need a creature to target to make it good. I think I'm still gonna keep this hand. Like, if I play against Jeskai, I can just go to my instep and discard a Stitchwing Scab to get the party started. Not having a mountain kind of sucks, but having the second blue is nice for the Deep Fiend. When I first started playing this deck, I thought the Highland Lake was obviously bad, but I think I actually am gonna not agree with that anymore. I think it's really good. Okay, not in bad shape here. He's not going to expect me to be on zombies, so if he plays a heart and I go Wandering Fumarole, Lightning Axe, he's probably just going to attack right into my mana. Would be really unreal if I had a mountain here. On the draw, this is going to be it might not be a struggle. It depends on how good his hand is. Because I'm just going to be taking a beating these next few turns while I set up. Not really a helpful draw. Paula would be annoying. Scrounger, not that bad. Well, actually, I don't love Scrounger. I don't love Scrounger because if he didn't have Scrounger, he couldn't really crew that effectively. It's actually a pretty reasonable draw. Kind of in a tough spot because I want to discard the other Scab, but I think we just try to. Well, let's see what he does. I think I might try to have to Kozak's Return. But I can just hardcast a Kozak's Return here. So I think I'm more likely to, if I draw a land, I can just hardcast it. Though I'm going to be kind of low here. Like, I'm just going to die to, like, Unlicensed and a Shock or something. But yeah, I definitely just... Well, Kozak's Return, yeah, if I hardcast it, I'll still have 2 Amalgams. Yeah, we definitely just discard 2 Amalgams and not a Scab or Kozak's Return. Not to mention he could have a Shock for my Stitchwing. Alright, give me a land. If I have a land, if he cracks his clue, I even kill the Inventor's Apprentice as well, which is pretty nice. I can't do anything if I don't draw a land, though. Unless I draw, like, a Lightning Axe. So, I guess I can block with Stitchwing Scab and then return at end of turn. It's not so bad, actually. Though he might just not attack into it. And, like, wait to, like, alpha me dead. But the longer he waits, the longer I have to draw land. So I feel okay about my spot. He didn't sack Clue, which I think is a tight play. Don't necessarily know if it's good or bad. He can't really attack, though. I mean, he's got Unlicensed Integration. I'm just dead on board, which is unfortunate, which I think he might have. Nothing I can do about it, though. He definitely can't attack. I mean, maybe he can attack. but it doesn't seem like it to me. Because my stuff just comes back. Looks like he's gonna fatal put. Oh, he's got a fatal push. I'm not actually dead to that, though. Right, I go to 3. He can't attack here. Because my Stitchwing Scab just comes back, right? Alright, I don't really like his play. He must have a fatal push, otherwise he wouldn't make this attack. Yeah. So I can be dead to a shock for the rest of the game. But if he's got fatal push, he probably doesn't have shock, so I don't actually mind going to 2. I guess if this dies, it's just going to come back end of turn anyway, so I might as well save myself the damage. Though getting the Inventor's Apprentice off the board is better than getting the Scrounger off the board. But I think the 1 life can be helpful here. Discard the Stitchwing now. We'll not discard the Stitchwing. Can actually maybe attack on my next turn. I mean, it could definitely attack if I draw a land, I think. He actually doesn't have an artifact, which is pretty relevant. I didn't realize that he doesn't have an artifact. Land? Deep Fiend. I think I should definitely start attacking. The question is, how much can I attack with here? If he's got an unlicensed Disintegration, but no land, and no 1-mana artifact. He's got a land. I mean, I'm just dead to a land plus Disintegration. I think I should attack with 2 creatures. It's pretty aggressive, but he can't really fatal push on his turn. Gideon Emblem doesn't do anything. Yeah, I like pushing through damage. Because if he's at 14, I actually have lethal in the next turn, potentially. Maybe this is too greedy. But I don't really see... I can't really envision what he's going to do. I really want to draw a land. That way, I'm not dead to Disintegration, because I can deal with Scrounger. Maybe I should have attacked with... Maybe I should attack with an Amalgam. Yeah, this was kind of a mistake. If I attack with Amalgam... I'm not really dead to anything. Oh, I was dead to land plus Disintegration. Well, I guess I was dead to that anyway, right? But now he's got a little bit more life to work with. So Scrounger's coming back end of turn? I guess if he was at 3 less life, it wouldn't matter, right? 3 blockers. Do I need 3 blockers? 4. I'm dead to like a shock if I leave, if I don't attack with any amalgams. If I attack with an amalgam, rather. Yeah, this is fine. He's definitely dead next turn. Like, he's going to 8, and I can just Deep Fiend all of his creatures. But if he has Disintegration, he has it. Gave it the old college try here. Definitely feels like he might have it. I don't really think he's had an opportunity to play it yet. Pretty tight game. Could he live with a Gideon? Like, I have to block the Scrounger. No, Gideon doesn't save him, I don't think. I can also just use Kozik's turn. I don't have to use Deep Fiend. Let's see what he does. Was thinking about leaving 1 Stitchwing back. The problem with that is he can just double block my Amalgam and not take as much damage. I like this. I think that if he had Disintegration, his play would be different. It'd be like pre-combat, Disintegrate, something. Wonder if it was right to double block? I guess it doesn't really matter. So if he's got a Fatal Push, that doesn't save him. Disintegration, I'm just dead to. Nothing I can do about that. So I think I just Deep Fiend. I guess he could have a shock. But I don't want to give him another turn. I'm just dead to shock. He shocks this. Is his last turn different if he has a shock? Really really wish I had made that like 2 turns ago. I attack with another Amalgam. I don't think there's anything I can do about a shock. Well, I could just not give him an extra draw step. What is it more like gives him one more turn to draw Disintegration? And if he's got Fatal Push, it means he probably doesn't have shocks in his deck, so unless he's like metagaming. I think that's probably right. Nice. If he didn't have Fatal Push in the graveyard there, it could be likely that he drew shock on the last turn. So, alright, so we want Lightning Axe, Fiery Temper, Nahiri's Wrath to release the Gremlins, boarding out all the Fever Visions. Alright, we board out one more voice. We've boarded out one more voice for one more Wrath, I think. Oh, this is 61. What did I do? Oh, I boarded in 5? Maybe release on the draw. I only want 1. Maybe your release is just bad. If I'm only boarding in 1, I definitely have too many in the sideboard. I mean, I guess it's good against like Colossus and stuff like that, but not sure about Nahiri's Wrath. Number 2 on the draw. It does deal with Gideon, maybe. I feel like when I'm siding Nahiri's Wrath, I almost want to side in Release just because it... Or sorry, Wretched Grift, because it gives me a big spell to cast. I think we keep this hand. Like, it's pretty reactive. But I think this... Kozilek's Return is just so good. If I have like other avenues covered, like I can kill a Heart of Kiran or whatever with the release. If I draw any Lightning Axe or Tormenting Voice, that starts my graveyard, which is nice. We drew Cathartic Reunion, which is like the perfect card, potentially. Is he motoring? No, he's playing a Thraben Inspector, sure. Thraben Inspector is annoying because it means my Kozilek's Return is probably not going to kill his Inventor's Apprentice. Discard. Okay, we have a Deep Fiend with a Kozilek's Return in the graveyard. I have no way of getting my Scab in the graveyard, but I could maybe hardcast it next turn, depending on what happens. Sanctum is nice. We just pass, though. If he cracks Clue, I get to Kozilek's Return. If not, I get to Fiery Temper the Apprentice. He could have Counterspell. So I think we just go now. This is a lot worse against the Gideon, I guess. Actually, so maybe that's just a misplay. Maybe I'm supposed to wait. If he plays Gideon, then I can also kill a 2/2. It's really bad against Rebuke, though, but not that bad. Like if he plays an artifact pre-combat, I can respond. This is a big mistake. I still need to get kind of used to this matchup. I definitely am in trouble if he's got Gideon here. There's not really that much I can do about it. But if he doesn't have Gideon, then we have a Stitchwing Scab next turn. Oh, we don't have a Stitchwing Scab next turn. I played the wrong land this turn. That's really unfortunate. Wow, I would have just been in super good shape if I played the right land. I remember thinking about it and being like, well, I want to have all the colors, but the Thalia really punishes me because I can't actually kill the Thalia and also Fiery Temp or something. But I suppose I just Lightning Axe this. Discarding Scab, that's fine. If he counters it, it's not the end of the world. Takes his whole turn. And if he doesn't play an artifact, then we can just pitch the Release the Gremlins. If he does play a card with 3 less toughness, maybe I could, like... Okay. I think this game's just over now. I think we just pitch the Fiery Temper anyway. Well, Sanctum's pretty good here. I could pitch the Release. Let's think. Let's actually think this through. The Release isn't that great because, like, it just cuts me off of... I can just Kha'Zix return this away, and the Sanctum gives me an extra Deep Fiend, but I think I might just tempo my opponent out. Like, I don't Deep Fiend him next turn. I don't need to use the Kha'Zix return to win this game, I don't think. What I can do is I can just, like... Yeah, okay, let's just discard... Just discard... Sanctum and Fiery Temper. I think that's fine. Because next turn, I'm just going to Deep Fiend his lands. Well, I don't really know what I'm doing. I will admit, right now, I don't know what I'm doing. I can just wait, because if he plays any creature, I get to instant speed Deep Fiend him, I think. And if he plays any artifact, I can maybe just release him. Like, he's going to try, if he pre-combats a creature, I can just Kha'Zix return the board, get another Deep Fiend, start winning the game. This deck's kind of hard to play. That's for sure. Because you kind of have, like, a bunch of different lines, and you have to pick which one is best. Since he's missing land drops here, I kind of like just going aggressive. T'Pala, that's fine. Is he going to crew? He probably shouldn't. Well, I guess if I Kha'Zix return, I lose my team. So now I can just discard. I don't need the Gremlins anymore. Yeah, I like how this played out. So we use one of these bad boys. I think what I should have done was just discarded the Gremlins. I was greedy to keep the Gremlins. Like, Sanctum would be so much better here. I'm probably pitching either card anyway, but how can he possibly get back into this game? I can even just hardcast the Stitchwing Scab next turn. I don't really... Oh, I don't have the land. That's right. That's how this works. So I'm going to have to use the discard mode. Even if he's got, like, multiple unlicensed integrations, I think that the Prized Amalgam is just going to start killing him now. That's a solid draw. Just an upgrade to what I already have in the graveyard, and he might have been stuck on 3 with a Gideon this game. That's why I don't love the Harvester. I think that, like, I think that the Cultivator's Caravan just has more utility, but obviously we're not playing an aggro mirror where like the Cultivator's really good. Or sorry, the Harvester's really good. I'm hoping that, well, I guess if he disintegrates, yeah, I don't really know what he can do. Like, Gideon doesn't help him. I can just kill the Gideon. Like, disintegration, if he plays disintegration, I'd probably just play my other defense. Like, he's at 9 life. I just don't really see a way for him to win, especially because we know his hand's full of expensive spells. Motorist, okay. That is fine. I think that release is probably bad. It's just like, it plays so poorly with Kozak's return that I think you probably don't want it. Honestly. Though, also, like, you're not really getting to 5 lands that often. And your opponent's also not necessarily going to have that many artifacts in play. Though it is nice because they can kind of play around Kozak's return with vehicles, so... Okay, looks like he did have some creatures stuck in his hand for a while. Let's go ahead and get this back. Let's just keep the release, I guess. I don't think Scab really does anything. Bang, he trades for the... Oh, I guess he might chump. We'll see what he does. I don't think there's a way out. I can deep fiend him no matter what. Because I'm going to have a 3-drop left. He's going to be at probably... Yeah, no, he's just dead. There's nothing he can do. I don't think. Because he has to chump, I can just tap the rest. If he trades, that's fine. He can't deal with both deep fiends. I guess if he's got a disintegration, he lives. So I think I just let him have his turn. What could he do? If I... Discard these two. Get Advanced Stitchwing back. And he needs 2 removal spells. And we fire in. Ooh, it's pretty clean 5-0. Beat Green-Black twice, beat Mardu twice. Beat Jeskai. Kind of like had the tour to the format right there. Sweet. Alright. Not bad. Definitely can work on my play skill with the deck a little bit, but that comes with time. Alright, thanks for tuning in, and make sure you check out my article on TCGplayer.com. See you guys next time.